What I'm curious about is what happened here. And that authorized an internal investigation, as I talked about on January 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And we've hired a law firm to come in and do that internal investigation. They're working really hard. They're working diligently. And I can't wait for them to be finished so that I can get the full story here.
And this is the internal investigation of your staff to determine who may have known what.
And to get into the situation. I mean, we're going to try to get as much information as we possibly can by interviewing folks and reviewing documents that are in our possession or we have access to. And then they're going to give a report. And so that's what I'm really anxious to find out about.
Is there a timeline on that?
My timeline to them is as quickly as possible.
Because you made it clear during that press conference, if you find out anybody else on your staff lied, that there are going to be repercussions.
They'll be fired. I mean, listen, here's the thing that I find so interesting, because what's going on now with all this other stuff is just a game of gotcha. You know, when did I first learn about this or that? Well, the fact of the matter is, I've been very clear about this. Before these lanes were closed, I knew nothing about it. I didn't plan it. I didn't authorize it. I didn't approve it. I knew nothing about it. Thereafter, and I've said this a number of times before, it became clear to me this was an issue that I had to have somebody look into when the FOI email came out. So in the period of time before that, there were press accounts. You know, things could have been mentioned to me about traffic at any point in time. None of it was memorable to me, Eric, because I didn't know there was any issue. So what I'm curious about, I'm sure the documents will eventually, I'll get a chance to look at them. I mean, I don't even know if we've gotten copies of them at this point in the governor's office because they're produced to the legislature. But what I'm really curious about is the folks that I've hired. We hired a national law firm to come in, being led by a former assistant United States attorney who is leading an internal and has done a lot of interviews, I know already. And I want to find out what happened here so I can make changes if necessary. If there's anybody else that needs to be held to account, I'll hold them to account. And then to make changes, hopefully, so I can assure the people in New Jersey that something like this won't happen again.